Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and it's good to have you on this hashtag Finally Friday. And it's also Film Friday. We've got a couple of special guests joining us this morning. My co-host on Friday, June the 23rd, Dr. Lana Pagao, joining me from the Northwest College. Good to see you, Lana. How's it going?
Good morning. It's going well. Thank you. Trying to stay.
Well, it's kind of a sketchy morning this morning. I'm live at HCCTV studios, and we've had a little bit of a bumpy start, but we're live, so we're here, and that's a good thing. It's a Friday, although it kind of feels like a Monday.
Yep. It's
And we've got a big weekend around the city of Houston. It's Pride weekend, and we'll talk more about that in a short while. But we want to thank everyone watching us on Facebook Live and YouTube this morning. We're here just about every morning that HCC is in session, live at 10 a.m. And Lana, they can also catch us on HCC TV and in social media at any time.
That's right. We're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, and YouTube. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, and on HCC TV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Okay, so Lana, stick around because you'll be interviewing this next guest in a few minutes, Dr. Alissa De Jongh. She is the professor with facial aesthetics, and we're congratulating her before winner of the League of Innovation Excellence Awards. Alissa, good to see you always.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here.
We are looking forward to hearing from you, so stick around. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes or so. Okay, right now, let's get things into gear. It's Film Friday, and we're welcoming two guests. We're looking forward to hearing about the Big Queer Picture Show. Michael Robinson and Baird Campbell are joining us. They are here for Film Friday and Pride Month, and they're the founders of this local nonprofit. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So before we get to the details, tell us a bit about what's going on with, you just had a big event this week for a Texas politician. Tell us about that.
So we just had a screening at TBH, Mecca at TBH over here on the East End, of a documentary called A Run for More, which is the story of Frankie Gonzalez Wolf, who was running for city council in San Antonio, and unfortunately did not win, but was running to be the first openly elected trans official in Texas. And along with that screening, we had a talkback session with two trans activists, Lou Weaver and Joelle Aspute, who are both activists here in Houston.
You know, it's interesting because I vaguely remember hearing about this story. Tell us, is this a documentary? Is it available to see? Is it going to get a run in other film houses as far as you know?
So the film is actually available right now via PBS for public broadcast, so people can watch it that platform. The film premiered about a year ago and has played festivals, and we're really lucky to kind of have the tail end of that run here in Houston. So it is publicly available digitally if people want to check it out.
So let's talk about the Big Queer Picture Show. Tell us exactly what this is all about.
So the Big Queer Picture Show is a monthly nomadic queer film program taking place really across Houston. Really, our goal is to kind of activate neighborhoods throughout the city, being in cinematic and non-cinematic spaces, and really just use film as a driver for community within the city.
So cinematic and non-cinematic, what spaces are you using to show the films? I mean, I'm thinking, you know, in the past, you would think places like the River Oaks Theater or something like that. But you're saying you're using non-traditional. Tell me about those.
So one of the reasons we decided to start the Big Queer Picture Show is that increasingly a lot of those typical cinematic spaces are not existing. Or are closing or are having funding issues. And so we certainly still do screenings in theaters, right? We have had screenings at the MFA. We just had a screening last week that had a really great turnout at Deluxe. But our primary goal is to try to sort of expand the reach of queer programming outside of typically queer spaces as well. So we actually just won a grant, the Let Creativity Happen grant a few months ago, which allowed us to purchase a bunch of projection equipment, so that hopefully in the next few months here we can start doing more kind of like pop-up screenings, maybe outdoor screenings, maybe screenings that we set up in a space that is not typically for films. So it's a little bit of everything.
Well, that was what I was going to ask about the pop-up screenings, because those seem to be really popular in Houston. I mean, of course, not when it's 100 degrees at 8 o'clock at night. We're going through a heat wave right now, but there are certain times of the year where, I've seen where they set up temporary movie theaters on top of, parking lots and the rooftops of parking lots. Is that kind of what you have in mind as well?
Yeah, that's definitely, something that we're considering, and also, backyards, on the side of buildings. One of the things is Houston has a really rich history that we're trying to tap into as well. And so sometimes that's community spaces that people have historically been going to that, maybe are not seen as community spaces now, or maybe it's, areas with a lot of rich history that we're kind of, activating those memories and asking people to speak to, especially thinking, this is Pride weekend. Pride was not normally downtown. Pride was,
Right.
going down Westheimer. So kind of thinking through these Houston memories, traditions, things from the past that are no longer here, and trying to kind of remember and tap into, those spaces.
And you mentioned it is Pride Month, of course, the big parade in Houston this weekend, and it's being recognized across the country. But I imagine it would be important to have your film shown outside of just Pride Month. That's got to be important to you as well.
Yeah, so we did do 2 screenings this month. We do feel like it's important to show up for Pride Month, but we also feel like it's important to not disappear immediately after Pride Month. So we do our best to have a screening once a month. Obviously, sometimes that happens and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, we are really sort of passionate about the idea that queer art, queer film doesn't just belong in the month of June, and that it might be interesting to people generally, right?
How have you guys been able to market your screenings? What has the participation been like? Has it been a lot of word of mouth, more people showing up each month? How has that worked?
A lot of word of mouth. We are pretty active on Instagram, and have worked a lot with community partners. A lot of what we've kind of been doing is tapping into community movers and shakers, people who are just really respected, but also making sure that, when we show a film, we like a live component, and we like to tap into local talent. And that's really major. It's, building up the community here. It's, putting money back to, local performers, local artists, and things like that. And they are really great about enriching our experience as well, and just kind of really fostering this community around, film here, that it's people have interest in film, but maybe that's not their primary thing. Maybe, they are DJs, maybe they're activists, drag performers, things like that, that we are really able to kind of foster a space for a lot of variety of people.
Well, I know you guys had Marion Luntz on last week from the Museum of Fine Arts Houston, and she's the one that told us about you guys. So obviously establishing those community partnerships, like having her on board, must be real important to getting the word out.
Yeah, so especially we launched, I guess, a little over a year ago, maybe 18 months ago. And definitely the screenings have gotten more popular each time. But a lot of that is about these sort of like strategic partnerships with entities or activists or individuals who also have a following, right? And we've been really lucky that the MFH regularly programs queer programming in and outside the month of June. So we've been able to sort of hitch our wagon to that as well, and we're very grateful for that.
Absolutely.
You mentioned go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I was saying, and it's making sure all of these are mutually beneficial, relationships where we've been able to see, a little bit of a different crowd to the MFH screenings that we've hosted there, and kind of expand that, as well as, making sure that, all of the films are programmed in mind to the spaces they are, with the artists that we're hiring for that. Everything is carefully curated with all of our partners in mind.
Do you see yourself expanding in the future outside of the Houston area? What do you foresee in the future for the organization?
It's a big question, Todd. I think right now, we're really focused on getting our legs under ourselves here. Now that we have our pop-up equipment, I think we are going to be focusing, once the weather gets cooler, on those kinds of screenings. But you know, who knows? The sky's the limit. Michael, do you have
Exactly.
designs of world domination?
We have really great partners, who are in Austin and San Antonio and, Dallas and things like that. And just, people who are supporting us personally, which is great. So, you might see a big queer picture show collaboration in another city. But I think, right now, when you kind of think of expanding, we're thinking about different neighborhoods. We're thinking about, like Sunnyside. We're thinking about, some of the suburbs. We really kind of want to identify, there's some spaces that have cultural institutions that we're able to partner with that is amazing. And there's a lot of places that don't, or a lot of people that aren't getting film programs. So kind of figuring out, one of the ideas for us and why we want it to be nomadic is like queer people don't just exist in Montrose, they exist everywhere. And how are we, able to identify and serve those communities in each of these neighborhoods where you don't feel like you have to, drive 30, 45 minutes to go to something that speaks to you. It can be in your backyard. And so that's kind of our roadmap right now.
Michael Robinson. Yeah, go ahead.
So I just wanted to add a plug that we're always looking. Currently, there are three of us. It's us and Trey Ferguson is the third co-founder. But we're always looking for more people to come on board, to volunteer, to maybe propose an event, which would definitely allow us to expand beyond what we're currently doing.
Baird, where would they go to find more about you?
They would go to the bigqueerpictureshow.org, or they can follow us on Instagram at Big Queer Picture Show.
Okay, we're going to put that information in our social media post after the show. Michael Robinson, Baird Campbell, co-founders of the Big Queer Picture Show and our Film Friday guests. Thank you both for being here. Happy Pride weekend and month.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right. Okay, we're going to turn things over right now and switch directions. We've got Dr. Lana Pagao with another special guest. Take it away, Lana.
Yeah. Well, I absolutely love the Big Queer Picture Show name. That is great. There's a ice cream truck in New York City called Big Gay Ice Cream, the best ice cream I've ever had. Anyway, so moving on to Dr. Alissa De Jongh. She is the professor of facial aesthetics for the Consumer Arts and Sciences, COE. Welcome back to the show, Alissa. So
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we get into the program, congratulations on winning the award. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. We worked so hard on this project and I just wasn't sure what to expect. So having the students enjoy it was wonderful. And then following up with this award has made it even that more special.
Great. So tell us what it means to be recognized in this way.
Well, when you put in as much work as it takes to get these projects done, you just don't even know what to expect. You finish and you just take a breath. And when they came back and let us know we were being recognized, I think it just shocked me at first because I didn't even realize that many people were looking at it. So it was really exciting, like I said, first seeing the students' face and how much they enjoyed it, and then being able to share this with the world, letting them know what we have here at HCC because it's very special.
So what were the qualifying innovations that led to this award? Was it the virtual reality spa? Because that's really unique.
Yeah, it is. It's a concept that I don't think any other college has right now. And like I said, it took a lot of work going into it. What I did was try to make it so that it was very user-friendly and that the students could not only enjoy it because it's fun to be in a virtual reality space, but to actually walk away with true learning and to make sure that they felt accomplished, after visiting the spa.
So besides your work for HCC, you have a spa medical grade skincare line and a podcast. Tell us about that.
I do. I mean, my passion is all things skin and wellness, right? And so for me, when clients come to see me, if they have a problem with their skin, that's usually the last place it shows up, right? That's an indicator of what's going on inside the body. And so throughout the years, I've just developed different things to help clients. And one of them was a very easy easy to use medical grade skincare line. And then also my podcast, which, has helped my students through their learning, as well as other people who just want to know more about their own bodies and their own skin. So I love sharing that knowledge with the world.
So let's talk about the Glam Squad and what you do with them.
Yeah, so the Glam Squad is the students from the cosmetology department and the facial department that want to participate in events that we do. That could be like HCC fashion shows. We also do the River Oaks fashion show. We do local events around town. We just did AAPI. They did a big fashion show at the Houston Public Library, and some of our alumni were actually hired to work there, and they were former Glam Squad members. And so what we do on my side for my students is we do the makeup side. So taking care of the skin, making sure it looks great, and then putting the makeup on so it matches whatever the designers, the look that they want to have. And then the other side of our department, which is the cosmetology, they do the hair. So it's pretty exciting when the Glam Squad gets to go out on these events because it's real world, real life experience. It's fast paced. It's crazy behind the scenes. And then when you get to see your work coming down the runway, they just feel like $1 million. So it's pretty exciting for our students to have these opportunities.
I love that name. I love Glam Squad. That says so much. It really does. So registration is upon us, but you're already filled up. So
we do.
That's exciting to already be full, and we really haven't even been promoting registration. So tell us how about the new location that's set to open.
Yeah, so we are supposed to be moving into a new space. We still have the Southeast campus, the Northeast campus, the Central campus, and now they're going to be opening Alief Bissonnette in the near future. I'm not sure exactly if that's going to be the fall or the spring. I'm not sure. But they're building out so we can serve those on the west side. We used to have the Katy campus, but that original location closed. And so we're in the process of building out this new space to serve students on the west side. And yes, our program for facials always has a waiting list. We're not large, and so we, as soon as we send out the notification when registration opens, within a week to 2 weeks, it's full. And so yeah, we definitely need a new location to add for more students.
Well, I know we're very excited in Northwest that you all are moving to our Bissonnette campus. It's going to be a really great move for you all. So are there any scholarships or financial aid for these programs that students can apply for?
Yes, so the HCC Foundation always has a lot of information on their website for scholarships, as well as on the main HCC homepage. If you go to the top, there's a little magnifying glass. You can put in scholarships, and it brings up so much information to help our students at HCC. And then, of course, once they get into my class, I have a whole page of scholarships that are just for facial students that they can apply for. And actually last year, one of my students won. She got $5,000 to help her finish out school. So you never know, it's worth applying. Some people think, oh, I'm not going to win, but you don't know unless you try.
Absolutely. So you had a new lineup of grads this year. I understand that some of them have already passed their boards and are working in the industry. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm so excited. As soon as we finished in May, they were ready to sign up and take their boards. And by the end of May, June, the end of June, I've already had so many, sending me emails and texts saying, thank you for your help. I've passed, I'm licensed, I'm working. And so that just fills my heart, right? Because these projects like the VR Spa and like the Glam Squad and all the things we do, that's what prepares them. It helps to prepare them so they can go out and get the best jobs possible. That's our goal here.
Excellent. So besides those, you also have a former student working at HCC. Tell us about her.
We do. I'm so proud of Professor Taylor. So she came through the facial program years ago and just loved it, opened her own spa. She specializes in corrective skincare. She has like an acne boot camp, which is very unique to her spa. And then she went back and she got her teaching degree through HCC, through our teaching program that we had previously. And she's working with me. So she's teaching the evening classes as an adjunct, and she still, of course, has her spa because she's very successful. So we're just really proud of Professor Taylor and just love having her on the team.
Well, that is excellent. So, well, thank you for keeping us all looking young. And thank you, Dr. Alissa De Jongh, Professor of Facial Aesthetics for the Consumer Arts and Sciences COE. We'll have your information on our post after the show.
Sounds fantastic. Happy summer, everyone.
Bye.
All right, thank you both. Let's see, we've got some STEM summer camps to talk about. HCC's digital and IT summer camps for middle and high school students will hold another session to explore either Apple Swift coding and cybersecurity. The week-long campus include lunch as well. Very important. You want to keep the kids fed. June 25th through the 30th, cybersecurity and Apple Swift coding at HCC's Eastside campus. Check our post after the show for more information. And Coleman's about to host some college tours as well.
Yeah, there's Upward Bound Tour. So students who are interested in learning more about HCC's Upward Bound program can attend its campus tour next week. Upward Bound focuses on academic skills and field trips to universities and museums. So that will be at HCC's Coleman College, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thursday, June 29th. And check the HCC events calendar for more information about that tour.
Okay, Drama's GI60 Houston Summer Practicum presented by Screaming Media Productions, not to be confused with Eagle Fang. I don't know if any of you get that, but anyway, presented by Screaming Media Productions in association with HCC GI60 Houston will offer 2 in-person performances only. The HCC presentation will feature selected 1-minute plays from around the world brought to the stage by the HCC drama program's summer 2023 practicum students. It happens 7:30 p.m. Thursday and Friday, July 6th and 7th. Of course, it's free. You can attend it at HCC Southwest Fine Arts Center, the Corley Black Box Theater. Check our post after the show for more information. And we've got some virtual information sessions for anyone wanting to attend HCC.
Yeah, calling all future Eagles. HCC has virtual information sessions twice a month to help you get registered for classes. HCC's admissions advisors will help students apply, secure eligible financial aid, decide on education and career pathways, and connect with student support services. So check out our post after the show for more details.
If you have a favorite faculty member who inspires you, the HCC Faculty Senate is accepting nominations for the Faculty Teaching Excellence Award. Nominations will be accepted through August 31st, and the winners will be announced at the Bedichek-Orman auction. Check our post after the show for more details. And I know you guys out there at Northwest are registering students for summer and for fall as well.
We absolutely are. And fall registration is open. It's begun, but you can still register for some shorter, more intensive summer courses. All classes offered in person and online options. Online anytime, no established class meeting times unless listed. Online on a schedule, meeting time is set and course meets online. There's hybrid, which are lecture class meets partially face-to-face and partially virtually. In person, of course, face-to-face courses with traditional meeting patterns at various campus locations. Hybrid labs, which are labs and studio courses. And to learn more about HCC programs, start dates and options to cover costs, go to hccs.edu/apply.
And I think the last summer session starts, was it July the 11th, right around there?
Mm-hmm. Coming up.
Yep. So make sure you register today to get that in. Okay. Monday's Mental Health Monday. We'll be back for discussing with Human Service Technology Department to discuss its Licensed Chemical Dependency Counselor, or also known as LCDC program. Check that out. And we'll learn about HCC's free summer STEM camp for middle school students, part of Verizon's Innovative Learning STEM Achievers program. All that and more coming up Monday. Lana, thanks for being here. Have a great weekend.
Pleasure. Thank you. You too. Stay
All
cool.
right. We'll try. Yeah. Stay indoors. Stay cool. Stay indoors. We'll see everyone Monday morning live at 10 a.m.
Bye-bye.